Well, if you just joined us, then you are definitely watching the Power Breakfast Show. My name is Wahiga Mwaura. Now today I'm joined in studio by the only man on the planet to have led successful expeditions to the South and the North Pole and to Mount Everest. Or so he claims as per the last time he checked. It's a huge, huge honor to have a living legend, Mr. Satyabrata Dam, in studio today. Welcome to the Power Breakfast Show.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Before we get to your achievements, where did your love for the extreme begin, should be my first question to you.
That actually began at the age of 4, when my father, who used to love the Himalaya, and he took me up on a small little trek. And so we climbed this peak, and I was at 4, and today I'm 46, but even after 42 years, I can still recall that morning, that when we reached the top of that mountain, my father pointed me towards the horizon where this, ice-covered big Himalayan peaks were just coming up, and the sun was just rising. So they were glowing like gold. And when I saw this, I just felt that this was something beyond human. This is not natural. This is something, and which something I really want to and need to experience. And then at the age of 4, I told him that, Dad, one day I'll be climbing these mountains. And I think that was the beginning of the whole journey.
Oh my, that sounds like an intro to a book. But anyway, I know that if we were to go through your whole journey, we'll be here for a day.
Maybe more.
Where have your travels taken you?
Pretty much to all over the world, all the 7 continents, all the major mountain ranges in the world. And I think I have climbed in every country which has a mountain more than 10,000 feet high, which we call as the high altitude level, is 10,000 feet and beyond. And I think, to my knowledge, I have been to every single country on the world which has a mountain more than 3,000 meters high.
What I'm most interested in is your Mount Everest experience. Just give me an insight. I don't think I'll ever go there. I don't think I want to go there as well, but what was your take on that experience? I know you've probably done it more than once.
Yes. Go
ahead.
I think my biggest take on Mount Everest was that the power of your mind over matter, as we say. But we often say this, but we don't realize it unless we put ourselves into a very, very extreme situation. And because I have climbed Everest a couple of times without oxygen, which is like virtually, medical people say that it's impossible. You really can't go that high without oxygen. But there is a very, very small percentage of people who have actually done it. Now, I have done it a couple of times, yeah. But I know that at that point of time, what really kept me alive and got me back was my mind. Definitely not my body, because my body had given up long time back. And I think that is my biggest learning from the mountains, not only from Everest, from any of my extreme adventures, any of my climb, that if your mind is strong, then body has absolutely no limits. Believe me, it doesn't.
Yeah. I know that you're a motivational speaker. I can really feel the motivation in some of your words.
Yes.
But maybe let's move things back home, your African expedition. Maybe you could just explain to us what got into your minds for you to do such a crazy thing as an African expedition.
Well, like you said, to begin with, it is perhaps the craziest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Of everything. Yes. Because I was very young in those days. I was just barely 18, and I had no idea what I'm going to do with my life. And suddenly these friends of mine, like 2 guys from US and then 1 guy from another country I won't mention, and we just, for a reason, and then we just got together and thought, okay, we are doing nothing else. I mean, we hated going to school and colleges. So what do? We said, okay, let's walk through Africa. It was as simple as that. And this entire expedition, which actually took us almost a year, was planned on the back of a paper napkin, and we didn't even have a map of Africa at that time. But we thought it would be a cool thing to do, and somebody said, you're not going to come back. I said, fine, but let's do it. So we went ahead and did it. And seriously speaking, none of our families, and least of all me or my friends, we actually never thought that we'll be able to do it. And even if we do it, we may not come back alive. And it's a whole different world we are talking about, because, it was so many years back. And I intend to write a book on this, and this African Odyssey of mine. It needs a book.
Some of our viewers at home, of course, are wondering, is this real? We do have some of those clips, and if my director can play some of the pictures of Satya's journeys around the world, there we go. Maybe you can give it, what's happening here?
Yeah, this is a peak in Indian Himalaya, which we made the first ascent of. And this is in Andes. It's called Alpamaya. It's not a very popular peak. I'm standing at the South Pole.
That's you?
Exactly, yeah. The one on the right. No, that's me. That's me. This is again how I look, especially during an expedition of mine, badly sunburnt. This is another place in the Indian Himalaya, very interesting climbs we did. This is a glacial pool you can see. You better not fall into that. Yeah, it looks very beautiful. This is on my journey towards the North Pole. This one. This is again on our journey to North Pole.
Who's taking the pictures? What were they doing at that point?
Well, they were not trying to help me at all. I mean, I was doing it myself.
The big thing that's ringing in my head is fear. How do you deal with fear?
Okay. Now this is a part of my motivational talking series actually, but I'll let out the secret to your audience right here. What is fear? It's very important for you to ask. So when you start getting scared, you must ask yourself that what am I scared of? Now tell me what really scares you.
Me?
Yeah.
Being broke?
No. See, here is the point. You're missing the whole point. You're looking at a very specific problem. I'm talking about a generic problem. What, as human beings, what are we scared of? 2 seconds, tell me. Think fast.
Not fulfilling our dreams.
No, not at all. You're missing the point.
I think I need a session.
What really makes us scared? Of the unknown.
True.
What we don't know.
Okay.
So, fear of losing a job, it is a fear. But why are you scared? Because what happens next? Why are we scared to die? Because I don't know what happens next. Okay. So if you see in the generic term, fear always comes from unknown. So whenever you don't know, it can excite 2 kind of emotions in you. One is of fear, and the second one is curiosity. That I do want to know what is unknown.
Explore.
For me, it is always curiosity. It never triggers fear. It triggers curiosity.
Okay.
So that's how I overcome fear.
Is that what you're going to be talking about? I know you have an event tomorrow, the upcoming talk on 3 poles at the National Museum. What can we expect from that? Sneak preview.
Gosh, you're letting out the cat out of the bag, right? But never mind. I'm basically going to share my experience with the audience of my travel to the 3 most extreme places on earth that a human being can possibly go and survive, which is the South Pole, which is the bottom of the world, then North Pole, which is the top of the world, and the vertical top of the world is Everest. So I'm going to share my experience with them through lots of pictures and lots of my stories, lots of exciting, life on the edge kind of experiences, and I hope that through all this journey, and they'll be actually sharing a journey with me all over the world, and which I would also be able to motivate them in some way, so that in whatever they feel like, I always tell people that you don't have to do extreme things like me, like I do, You are doing pretty much extreme things by yourself.
Yes.
Like I say that my married friends, they are the biggest adventurers in the world. I'm not married. I don't even have a girlfriend.
Are you afraid of the unknown?
There I am. That's the only place where I am, and I'm not curious to find out. So, yeah, I hope to motivate the people, and I'm doing it tomorrow at the Louis Leakey Auditorium at 7 p.m.
Yes, I was actually about to ask you what time. And
it's 7 p.m. and I must mention to your guests that tickets are limited, seats are limited. So please come early. Please come at least an hour before, and my friends will be at the door selling the tickets. So I don't really want your viewers to come to the hall and to be turned back. That would really break my heart. That's fear of the unknown. Exactly.